Welcome to AI Daily Deep Dive, listeners. Today's episode is actually pretty unique. This whole thing, the research, the script, even this conversation we're having right now, it's all generated by AI.
That's right. AI making the content about AI.
Kind of meta, isn't it? Anyway, it's Tuesday, April 1st, 2025, and we're diving into the top AI news stories of the day.
Buckle up. It's a lot to unpack.
We've got a huge funding deal for OpenAI, Tinder using AI for flirting practice, how Hollywood is adapting to AI, the science behind AI bias, and what AI might mean for managing your money. So let's get right to it, shall we?
Let's do it.
First up, OpenAI just scored a massive funding deal.
Yeah, we're talking $40 billion. Reports are calling it the biggest private tech deal ever.
$40 billion. That's wow. So who's behind this?
SoftBank Group is the lead investor.
Okay.
And they've got some other heavy hitters with them. Microsoft, Coatue Management, Altimeter Capital, Thrive Capital. It's a whole team of really big financial players betting on OpenAI.
Interesting. And this deal, the way it's structured, it's kind of unique, right?
Yeah.
There's this initial $10 billion coming in mid-April, but then there's potentially way more tied to OpenAI becoming a for-profit company by the end of the year.
Yeah, so that extra $30 billion from SoftBank hinges on OpenAI going fully for-profit by the end of 2025. If they don't, SoftBank's investment caps out at $20 billion.
Okay.
It really shows where people think OpenAI is headed.
Yeah, for sure. And then there's that $10 billion that's going to be syndicated to co-investors, right? Like they're spreading the investment around.
Right, syndication. It's smart, spreads the risk, and you bring more perspectives and connections into the mix. Having companies like Microsoft on board, it adds another layer of, validation. People see the potential here.
Totally. And speaking of potential, this funding has bumped OpenAI's valuation to $300 billion. That's
McDonald's and Chevron territory.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
To put it in perspective, our research says that's about what those companies are valued at. It's huge.
Yeah, a $300 billion valuation for an AI company. It shows you how much people believe in AI.
So all this money, what are they going to do with it? What's OpenAI planning?
They've got some key goals. First off, they want to push AI research even further.
Makes sense.
Second, they're going to scale up their computing power, the infrastructure they need to run these increasingly complex AI models.
Right, because they also want to make things better for their 500 million weekly ChatGPT users.
Exactly. That's a lot of users.
Yeah, that takes serious horsepower.
And then beyond that, they're talking about using AI for scientific discoveries, personalizing education, helping people be more creative. It's like AI for everything.
So SoftBank, they seem to have this pretty grand vision focusing on artificial superintelligence, ASI. What exactly is that?
ASI is basically where AI becomes smarter than humans in every way. It's a long-term goal, really ambitious, and SoftBank's commitment to it suggests they're thinking way beyond what AI can do right now.
And SoftBank's already been investing in OpenAI, right?
Yeah, about $2.2 billion since last fall. This new deal just shows how much they believe in OpenAI's potential, especially in this whole ASI thing.
And all this ties into the Stargate project, that massive $500 billion effort to build a network of data centers in the U.S. specifically for AI.
Yeah, it's a huge undertaking, and you've got companies like Microsoft, Nvidia, MGX, ARM. They're all in on it.
Wow.
They're building the foundation for the future of AI,
It's mind-blowing. So for our listeners, what does all this mean? What are the key takeaways from this OpenAI deal?
Okay, so first, you can expect to see even more progress in AI research, like faster development of new models because OpenAI has the resources now.
Right.
Second, as their computing power grows, we're going to see more powerful AI tools and services. Third, this whole deal shows how much financial power the AI industry is gaining. And lastly, it shows how much collaboration is happening in the AI world.
Makes sense. Okay, let's shift gears a little bit. Tinder's doing something interesting with AI.
Yeah, they launched this AI-powered game called the Game. It's supposed to help you get better at flirting.
The game? So like practicing dating in a virtual world.
Pretty much. It's only available in the US right now for iOS users and only for a limited time. But basically, you talk to these AI characters through voice chat.
Okay.
And your goal is to flirt with them and get a virtual date. The AI then gives you feedback on how you did.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So is it like those flame emojis on Tinder? Like a rating system for flirting?
Exactly. You get a score based on those flame emojis, and the AI tells you what you did well and what you could improve.
Cool. So why is Tinder doing this? Is it just for fun? Or is there something more to it?
It's probably a mix of things. It's a competitive market, so they got to keep users engaged, right? This adds something new, something beyond just swiping left or right. Plus, lots of people get nervous starting conversations, so this could help people gain confidence.
Yeah, that's a good point. And Tinder's not the only one doing this, are they? There are other AI dating sims out there.
That's right. It's part of this bigger trend of using AI for social practice, even for something as personal as dating. And Tinder's been exploring AI before this. Remember that AI photo selector they had last year?
Oh, yeah.
They've also hinted at more AI features for finding matches and starting conversations.
The game seems like another step in that direction.
It is. It's like AI is becoming part of how we communicate, you know? Maybe it can help with those predate nerves or even just how we present ourselves online.
It'll be interesting to see if this kind of thing sticks around or if it's just a fad.
Right. Will people actually use AI to get better at flirting long term?
And imagine what AI could do for dating in the future. AI matchmakers, dating coaches, who knows?
It's crazy to think about. We could have AI giving us personalized dating advice, super smart chatbots helping us through tough conversations, maybe even AI relationship therapists. But there are ethical considerations too, right?
For sure. Definitely stuff to think about. Okay, let's move on to Hollywood. AI has been a hot topic there, especially since those writers and actors strikes last year.
Right. A lot of anxieties about AI replacing creative jobs.
Yeah. But there's this new studio, Staircase Studio AI, and they seem to be taking a different approach.
Yeah. They're all about using AI to help human creativity, not to replace it. They want artists involved in every step of the process.
So they're not using those AI video generators that can make realistic videos from text prompts.
Nope, that's the big difference. Staircase still has human writers, directors, voice actors, the whole team. AI just enhances what they do.
Okay,
It's a tool, not a replacement.
got it. And Brett Stewart, the head of AI filmmaking there, he seems pretty passionate about keeping artists at the heart of things.
Absolutely. He believes good stories come from human creativity, and AI should just help bring those stories to life.
Their first project is a film about a Dutch resistance fighter in World War II, The Woman with Red Hair. Sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah, and the script is this really well-regarded one that's been around for a while, written by Michael Schatz. It was even on that blacklist of best unproduced screenplays.
Oh, wow.
So it's a good story that might not have been made without Staircase and their approach.
So how exactly are they using AI? You mentioned digital characters and stuff.
Right. They're using AI to create the characters' environments, special effects, all the visual elements.
Okay.
But they still have human writers for the script, actors doing voice acting and motion capture for the characters, and directors guiding everything.
So it's like a hybrid approach, bringing together AI and human talent.
Exactly.
And the studio's got some big names behind it. Pooya Shabazian, he produced Divergent, and Kenneth Lehrer, who co-founded the Huffington Post. Seems like they have some serious connections.
They do. And their goal is to make 7 or 8 films a year, all with budgets under $500,000 each. That's way cheaper than your typical Hollywood movie.
Wow, that's ambitious. But given how much people in Hollywood are worried about AI, how's Staircase addressing those concerns?
They're trying to be transparent and responsible. They want to hire union members whenever they can, pay industry standard rates, and they're working with experienced animators from places like Pixar.
So they're not trying to undercut the existing system.
No, they're trying to work within it.
Interesting. And Brett Stewart's even saying that AI-generated visuals will be basically indistinguishable from traditional filmmaking within a year or so.
That's a bold prediction, but AI is advancing so quickly.
It really is.
We're already seeing AI used for small stuff in big movies, like changing eye color or altering voices, even recreating voices for documentaries.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah.
So Staircase is basically trying to prove that AI can help filmmakers be more efficient and make movies more affordably while keeping human artists at the core of the creative process.
Exactly. It's like a new era of storytelling, using AI to empower artists and tell more diverse stories.
Let's move on to something really important, AI bias. And it's crucial to understand that this isn't just someone's opinion, it's a scientific issue.
Absolutely. AI systems learn from the data we feed them, and if that data reflects our own biases, the AI is going to learn and even amplify those biases. It's not the AI's fault, it's ours.
Right.
It's just reflecting back what we've taught it.
And there's been some pretty compelling research on this, hasn't there? Like that study on facial recognition technology showing how it's less accurate for certain groups.
Yeah, that study was eye-opening. It showed that facial recognition often makes more mistakes when it comes to people with darker skin tones and women, especially women with darker skin. And these aren't just minor glitches. They can have real consequences, especially in things like security and law enforcement.
It's scary to think about.
It is. And it's not just facial recognition. Research has shown that AI language models can be biased too, sometimes misunderstanding or responding differently to certain dialects or variations of English.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, like they might not understand someone speaking a certain dialect as well, or they might generate more negative or condescending responses.
Yeah.
It shows how the data we use to train these models can really influence their behavior, sometimes reinforcing existing linguistic biases.
And haven't we also seen examples of gender bias in, like, those AI image generators?
Absolutely. There was research showing that when you ask these models to create images of people in certain jobs, they sometimes reinforce existing stereotypes, like showing way more men than women in traditionally male-dominated fields, even if that's not really the case in the real world.
So what happens if we ignore this bias? What are the potential consequences?
The consequences can be really serious, like making existing inequalities worse. Imagine biased AI being used for hiring, loan applications, or even in healthcare. It could lead to unfair or discriminatory decisions.
That's a worrying thought.
It is. We need to understand and fix these biases to make sure AI benefits everyone equally.
Okay, let's wrap things up with a look at AI and wealth management. Is it revolutionizing the industry, or is it more of a gradual evolution?
That's the big question right now, right? How much is AI really changing things for financial advisors?
Yeah. On the one hand, there's definitely a need for more efficiency in the industry. And AI can help with things like marketing, risk management, data analysis, even putting together investment portfolios.
And research suggests that AI could automate a huge chunk of what financial professionals do in the next few years. That's led many firms to start investing in AI and explore using AI agents for certain tasks.
But there are different opinions about how quickly AI will change things.
Oh, for sure. Some people are really optimistic, seeing the growth of AI tools in things like research and client management. Others are more cautious, pointing out that we need better regulations and raising ethical concerns about AI making financial decisions. A more realistic view is that AI has the potential to be transformative, but it requires careful planning. You have to consider both the good and the bad.
And the human element seems pretty crucial in wealth management. You need trust and personalized advice, right?
Absolutely. AI can analyze data and offer insights, but human advisors are still essential for building relationships with clients, understanding their goals, and providing guidance. You can't replace that human touch.
We are seeing some companies, especially those wealth tech companies, really embracing AI.
Yeah, a lot of them are focused on making things more efficient and personalized for clients. But it's important to remember that setting up and running these AI systems is expensive.
So is it fair to say that AI and wealth management is more about helping human advisors than replacing them?
I think so. AI is a tool that can enhance what advisors do, but it's not going to make them obsolete. Human connection and personalized advice are still what matters most in this field.
Well, that's all the time we have for today's AI Daily Deep Dive. We've covered a lot. OpenAI's funding, AI flirting coaches, Hollywood embracing AI, the science of AI bias, and the future of wealth management. It's a lot to think about.
It really is. The world of AI is changing so fast, it's hard to keep up.
But that's why we do this deep dive, to help you stay informed. Thanks for listening, everyone. We hope you found it insightful.
And until next time, keep exploring the amazing world of AI.
Now, here's a final thought for you to ponder. Considering all the advancements we've discussed today, what do you think is the biggest ethical challenge that AI development poses to society in the next 5 years? Think about it, and let's continue this conversation in our next deep dive.
Until then, stay curious.